Hey guys, sorry for disappearing. I was kind of busy.
Having a breakdown. But I'm back. Sort of.
I haven't done this in a while, and I don't know anybody in explanation, but I feel like this is overdue. So allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Melanie Santos. I am a mind, body, spirit wellness educator, spiritual guide, and a creator, and I am going to be as raw as possible with you in this video. If you're watching this right now and you subscribe to my channel, you may know me from my moon ritual videos that I posted over 4 years ago that have become wildly popular, that have welcomed through so many new community members. So hi to you, and I'm so glad to be communicating with you again. I really want this video to be an overview of 2021 for me, the lessons I've learned that will be useful to you, hopefully, and just go through everything quarter by quarter. I'm not gonna go through month by month because that's just wild. I honestly hate when people do that. Like, give me quarter by quarter, give me a replay, and give me your best, biggest lessons, what really guided you to remember who you are. So that's what I'm gonna give you here. Let me get comfy. You might hear sirens, my daughter might walk in the room, like, it is what it is. We're gonna keep this going. Part of the reason why I haven't recorded for YouTube is because I'm a perfectionist, and you know, I never have enough lighting, and I never have like the perfect sound, and I'm gonna try my best to get over that in 2022 and start giving y'all the content that you want and the content that I think y'all need. My word for 2021, my word of intent, I always choose one. I've chosen one for the last, I don't know how many years. My word of intent for 2021 was liberation. I really wanted to make it a point and set the intention to liberate myself. I didn't really even know what that meant when I set the intention. I kind of just said it in my Claim Abundance workbook that I create every year. Go to my website for more information about the 2022 version that is coming soon. And just in my vision board, there's a video coming on that soon as well, but I set the intention with the intention to surrender to whatever spirit in the universe thought that I needed to liberate myself from. I knew that I felt heavy. I knew that I was hindering myself in many ways. So I just like set it and let it go. And what transpired was raw, wild experiences to liberate myself. So let's comb through it quarter by quarter. Quarter one, January through March 2021. What happened? I just realized that my blouse was wide open this entire time, and I hope that y'all were not looking at my titties, because that would be really unfortunate. What happened? I did work that I loved. Listen, the only tool you need is you. Right. You are the only tool that you need. I created my vision board book. I have been doing vision boards since I was like 4 years old, 5 years old. My mom taught me how to cut things out of magazines and collage them, things that felt good to me, things that I wanted to see in my life. So I've been collaging for a very, very long time. When I was in college, I used to collage my walls, and it was like against dorm rules to like plaster things against the wall because it was a fire hazard. And I used to do it anyway because who was gonna tell me something? It's just a part of my life. This year, I wanted to go a little bit beyond. I know people create vision boards in many different ways, but for me, I wanted to really be intentional about creating something a little bit more expansive. All these sirens. Anyway, I created a vision board book, and I'm really proud of it. I'm definitely going to have a separate video reviewing my process, what I set intentions for, what manifested, what didn't, and why. And because I think it's just been really interesting to have it. I keep it on my altar, or in my altar, and just flip through it when I need the reminder of like who the fuck I am, what I'm here for, what my goals and aspirations are for the year. And it's just been really, really beautiful to have. I filed a trademark for my phrase, remember who the fuck you are. I did that after realizing that you cannot hold people accountable legally unless you have a legal trademark for the phrase that you coined and the phrase that everybody knows that, you know, belongs to you. But that isn't enough. You know, you can't just take street cred for something. You got to actually put down the paperwork for it. So that process is almost done. We're almost there. It's taken a year. I joined as a ClassPass ambassador. For those of you who are not familiar with ClassPass, it is an app membership where you get to book all sorts of wellness things, from workouts, in home and in studio, massages, facials, haircuts, literally anything that has to do with physical and also spiritual wellness and also mental wellness, because I've also booked meditation, kundalini, yoga classes, like all types of things. I became a ClassPass ambassador, so I get to use it and show y'all the ways that I've used it, and it's just been a really amazing journey. If you want to try ClassPass for free for 14 days, click the link in the description box, or you can visit bit.ly/melscp2 and it'll take you right to the page where you can sign up for a free trial. But I absolutely, this video is not sponsored, but I absolutely recommend it. It has really changed the wellness game for me. One of the biggest things that I did this year, hands down, and for my life period, was starting my in-depth wellness program with My Wellness Solutions. My Wellness Solutions, which is owned by two of my good friends, Indira and Violet, is a one-stop shop for anything physical wellness. I have been with them now since 2018, where I started with a weight loss program after I gave birth to my daughter, a cleansing program where I started with colonics. I have a video where I talk all about that. I did infrared sauna with them. I did my first cleanse where I realized that I really liked eating vegan. I really liked how my body felt when I ate vegan. I've done all sorts of things with them. And I chose to start this wellness program with them to really see what's going on inside my body. I was experiencing a lot of physical reactions that didn't have any explanations, especially on my skin. I was experiencing a lot of eczema, what I thought was eczema. So I decided to go to them to see what was going on because my doctor kept ignoring it. I got in-depth blood work with them that revealed a lot. The most important things that it revealed was that a lot of the foods that I was eating, I'm extremely sensitive to, causing my diet to be toxic to my body. It also revealed that I was extremely stressed and that I was really iron deficient, causing me to, or explaining at least, you know, the physical reactions, my exhaustion, my really poor mental health. With their amazing help, I was able to go on an elimination diet and start this very slow progression to a healthier mind and body. I switched up my supplement regimen. I tried different things. I did a lot of colonics to clean my system of the residue and the gunk that was inside of me. A year later, not only am I healthy, are my levels regular, do I have a lot more energy, I've lost weight. But now I know exactly what I need to do and how I need to be eating for optimal health. I feel really great. My periods are regular and I have My Wellness Solutions to thank for that. So thank you to Indira and Violet, who are just always lifesavers for me. So the biggest Q1 lesson for me was for sure about my liberation through my body. Our bodies are sacred physical vessels for our experiences, but also for the missions that we're here to carry out. January, February, March really reminded me of how important it is to take the time to listen to our bodies, to tune in and see what it is that our body is telling us through the ways that it's reacting to the things that we're doing to it, to the ways that we're feeding it. And then care for it accordingly, even if we are annoyed by the ways that we now have to care for our bodies, and even if we don't agree with the things that our body is asking us for. Listen, I miss wheat and rice so much, but I don't love them as much as I feel healthy in my body right now. Let's move on to quarter two, April, May, and June of 2021. What happened? I did work that I loved.
Thank you for bringing up the fact that people don't understand what mental health is. People are like, yeah, I have mental health. I'm like, yeah, we all have mental health, which I think what you mean to say is that you have mental health issues, right?
I got vaccinated. I'm not gonna talk more about that because it just is what it is. But I'm grateful that I have been healthy. I haven't gotten COVID, knock on wood, and I feel great. I got to travel. I went to Tulum with my friend Violet, who owns My Wellness Solutions, who's also my nutritionist, to visit our friend Josie, who was out there for a month doing work. And we had a little staycation with her. It was absolutely incredible, not only to travel because it had been so long since I had been on an airplane, but also because we had the most incredible healing experience. It had been a dream of mine for so long since I first went to Tulum back in 2018 to do an Temazcal ceremony. A Temazcal is an indigenous ceremony originating in Mesoamerica, pre-colonial times, where people went into some sort of an enclosed sweat lodge. They used to do it to prepare their mind, body, and spirit before war. And now they're really popular as a spiritual ceremony, also for physical cleansing. We did it for a little bit of all of those reasons. The experience was absolutely magical, and I cannot wait to go back and do it again, specifically with this place that we did it at, which I'll leave the details of on the screen and in the description box. We ended up booking the whole thing just for ourselves. Of course, this is in April of 2021, so we're still in the pandemic-lash. I'm not gonna say that word here, but it was amazing. It was just us three, the Temazcalero, and then the man who was putting the hot coals inside of the lodge. It was hot, like hot. We're in our bathing suits, we sweat, we just like release physically, but it was also such a deep spiritual experience. So many things happened for me personally. So many things happened for my friends as well. I just encourage everybody, if you're in Mexico or any type of South American country that has temazcales available with indigenous people, don't go get a temazcal with white people. But I really encourage y'all to do it. I really encourage everybody to, if you're able to, physically, mentally, spiritually. We're all spiritually able, but mentally and physically able too. I really encourage y'all to do something like that one day. But the entire trip was great. It was a very necessary break in my routine, and it's just brought up so many reminders of who I am, how powerful I am, how far I've come, you know, spiritually and physically in this world. In Q2, I really started to see the results of what changing my wellness regimen, the ways that I was eating, my supplement regimen, the ways that it was changing me. I started to really feel new. I felt lighter. I felt more me than I had felt since I gave birth to my daughter. Like, wow. I traveled again. I reunited with my sister-in-law, my niece, and my nephews in Florida. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, you might know that I'm constantly going to Florida. Every couple months I'm in Florida just to visit my family because we're really close. And because of COVID, we had not been together. So it was really awesome to surprise the kids with the help of their mom and just spend a few days with them. Q2 was also when we started to get really serious about looking for apartments, bigger apartments. We were in a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, with just the three of us, my husband and my daughter and myself, in Upper Manhattan, uptown. And it was just too much. So we started to get really serious about looking at apartments and also losing them because we lost a lot of apartments. The struggle was real. The struggle was real. It was definitely a huge balance of setting the intention and surrendering in order to manifest where we are today. So more on that in another video soon. In June, I started therapy for the 3rd time in my life, but for the first time with a Latina therapist. And yo, if there is anybody who has said, like, don't force yourself to go and see a specific person, just be open because the therapist that you encounter might be the perfect one for you, it was me. Because I've only seen therapists who were white women since I was 23, 24 years old. But wow, the connection that I've made with my current therapist, because we speak the same language, because we have more so experienced the same limitations as Latinas, like, yo, I'm so grateful. Shout out to Claudia. She's definitely not watching this video, but shout out to her. This is really cliche to say, but it's been really life-changing to be in therapy during the best parts of my life, because it's during those times when we feel like, oh, we're good, nothing can happen, where like shit is bubbling and there's so much happening beneath the surface and so much more growth that needs to be had. So super grateful that I was able to start therapy again. And then at the end of Q2, I went to Costa Rica with 9 of my closest friends, just shy of my 32nd birthday. We had so much fun and I learned so much. Biggest lesson of Q2, liberation of what no longer serves me, even if that means I learn through experiences that are uncomfortable. This is obviously something that I know already, but again, these are lessons that have reappeared and that have really reminded me of what I needed to be reminded of in order to remember who I am. So often we set intentions and we try to dictate the ways that we learn our lessons. And Spirit is like, you thought. And sometimes the lessons are graceful and, you know, it's nice and it all unfolds and we're able to hold ourselves in that moment. And sometimes they're not. Sometimes they appear in the form of a super intense psychedelic trip in the jungles of Costa Rica. Or a really close friend calling you to tell you that something you did really, really hurt them. Or through reading a comment somebody left you on social media that really triggers negative emotions in you. Either way, the lesson appeared. It brought up, you know, each of those experiences brought up something that you needed to be reminded of, or in this case, I needed to be reminded of on the way to remembering who I am. And for that, I am grateful. Now, before we move on to the second half of this video, I want to break this up with something that I want to continue to do in my monthly review videos. And that is reasons why there's joy on my face. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I constantly use this hashtag. So many of you have used this hashtag too, to share the reasons why there's joy on your face. And I want to do reasons why there's joy on my face, gifted edition. I think in future videos, I'm going to show you my favorite things of the month. Right now, I want to do a little bit of an unboxing, a quick unboxing, 3 things that I received in the mail in the last month from some really special people and things that brought some joy to my face. The first one is a giant box from my friends at Bustle. I have been a fan of Bustle for a long time. They sent me a Be Well box. So let's get through it together. It's really, really beautiful. There's a lot of stuff in here. So this box looks like it's a box full of wellness goodies to combat like seasonal depression and just like being at home during this panini sandwich. The first thing that I just pulled out of this box is the world's first travel foam roller water bottle. Oh, that's really cool. Because you know when you travel, oh, okay. They also sent through Casper's Glow Nightlight. Really awesome. I still sleep with a nightlight because, yeah. They also sent the Kumoso, the Shift Mindful Breathing Necklace. I've actually seen this before. I think one of my friends has it. It says, take a deep breath in and exhale through this smartly engineered pendant for 8 to 10 counts to begin reducing your body's physiological symptoms to stress and anxiety. So they brought through the little chain, and then I'm curious to see, oh yeah, okay. So you would basically blow on this and it helps you like exhale for the amount of time that you would need to exhale. I don't want to blow on it now because I have lip gloss on. One of my favorite lip glosses. I am gonna share that in my reasons to joy on my face. But you blow on this and you will exhale for the amount of time that you need to exhale to sort of regulate your nervous system, which is really awesome. Oh, speaking of tests, they sent through Veracity's Skin and Health Test. This at-home hormone test measures your saliva for 5 key hormones and pH scientifically proven to impact skin health, then gives you doctor-reviewed results and recommendations for your skincare routine. This retails for $149. Really cool. So I guess I have to spit in this little vial. I send it over to them and then they give me all of my hormones, hormone levels and stuff, which is part of what I did with my wellness solution. So this is really, really cool if you can't afford something as in-depth as that, or you don't live in New York City where you can't visit my friends. Something really, really awesome. There's also Bite & Co.'s H2 Glow Hyaluronic Acid and Vitamin D gummies. I don't really like gummies. I worked for a dentist's office for a very long time, and gummy vitamins are just not for me. I don't think a lot of people should take them because they get stuck in your teeth. So unless you're like brushing your teeth right after, they could cause a lot of cavities. I'm just saying. They also sent through Gold Bond's Pure Moisture Daily Body and Face Lotion. Perfect for very, very dry skin, like mine. There's also Dry Botanical Bubblies Blood Orange Sparkling Beverage with other natural flavors, non-alcoholic. Perfect for a dry January, which is, I know a lot of y'all like to do, or for anybody who just doesn't drink alcohol. Whoa, this packaging is fire. This is the Me More Whole Food Blends for Mind and Body. Mix a serving of this powder into your favorite smoothie to fill in nutritional gaps that may improve cognitive function, strengthen heart health, and increase blood flow and energy. And it also brings, oh wow, this is awesome. Oh, it brings a little vainita de esto, ¿cómo que se llama esta vaina? A frother. And this is, I guess, the powder that has blueberry powder, pea protein. Oh, I actually drink pea protein because I'm not sensitive to everything else in other protein powders. Spinach powder, sweet potato powder, milk flaxseed, fermented veggie protein, beet powder, gluten-free oat bran. Okay, gluten-free, but it has brown rice and I can't have rice. I'm gonna get into this and see. And it also contains almonds, which I cannot have. So maybe I'll be gifting this to somebody. Stay tuned on my Instagram and we'll see if I gift it. Cool. Thank you so much to Bustle for sending that Be Well box with all those goodies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So grateful. Now let's get into another package that I received. Really have not opened these, so this is like first reactions as well. This one's from Plant People, and it's their Nightlight Adaptogen Mushroom Cacao Mix. I am so hype about this. I will say I do not accept a lot of gifted products. I think it's just a waste to accept stuff that like I might not like, I don't want, I don't care about, then you're like forced to sort of like create free content about it. Ain't nobody got time. But when they told me it was adaptogen mushroom cacao mix, girl, all of this stuff is my jam. I've been taking adaptogens for a long time. Do your Googles, but adaptogens are basically herbs that help you adapt to stress. I've been taking them since 2018 and it's just become a part of my regimen. But mushroom cacao, with chaga, reishi, magnesium, and L-theanine, oh yes, it helps with sleep, stress, balance, and immune defense. And there's 14 packets in here. I guess 2 weeks worth of Nightlight. So I'll let y'all know how I like this. And then the last package was a gift from my friends at Poderistas. I spoke or led a meditation for the Latinas Make a Difference Summit with Poderistas. It was definitely one of the highlights of my year to be able to participate in this free conference. And they sent over a little gift, which was a collaboration with Oc-Dec. It's a lavender, white sage, and eucalyptus candle. And I believe this is a small Latina-owned business. From what I can smell out of my one nostril, it smells absolutely amazing. So a really nice gift if there's anybody that you want to give a late holiday gift to. But thank you, Poderistas. I hope that we get to work together in the future. Really beautiful. Now, last but not least, this was not gifted by them. Mentira. It was gifted by my friend, but not gifted by Christian Dior or Sephora, because it's the Christian Dior Lip Glow Color Revival Balm in 006. I don't know. I think it's the berry color, but I am like obsessed with it. I've been using it a lot. It's like the perfect amount of tint, the perfect amount of like gloss and sheen. The packaging is just divine. I'm really loving this. This is definitely bringing a lot of joy to my life. Now let's continue with the video. Quarter 3, July, August, September. What happened? I did work that I loved. May our bodies be connected with us. May we be connected with our bodies. I also got really depressed. I started a 40-day Kundalini sadhana to awaken my inner fire on Lionsgate on August 8th, on 8/8. It was my first time doing a Kundalini Sadhana. Shout out to the Brujas of Brooklyn who led the entire group. There were like hundreds of us who were doing it at the same time under their guidance. And when I tell you it was absolutely transformative in ways that I did not imagine possible, it was like, I think, bunching together of setting the intention to awaken the inner fire, actually practicing Kundalini, like breath work, with intensity for 3 minutes every single day for 40 days with no end, and doing it no matter where I was, being open to the lessons, being open to the healing that this attention and intention brought into my life. I changed. Like, the experiences that were brought to me in order for me to awaken my inner fire, I was not expecting, obviously. But wow. We traveled for the last time in 2021. My husband, my daughter, and I went to celebrate 4 years of marriage for us and 8 years together, to an absolutely perfect beachside townhouse in St. Martin. A lot of y'all have seen my little reels that I posted from that trip and have asked me like, yo, can you share that Airbnb information? And my answer to that is, oh, hell no! And the reason for that is because I plan to return. And I know that when shit gets popular, it starts to run low. And I deserve to be a little selfish about the amount of research that I did to find that place. I'm really happy that we got to experience almost a week in this beautiful, 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 beautiful house. Like, it was spectacular. We came back to pack because we finally found our perfect apartment. I know I keep saying perfect, nothing is perfect, but for us, coming from where we came from, and a lot of y'all didn't know this, I was like celebrating, oh my God, we're moving to Brooklyn from Manhattan. We're moving into a 3-bedroom. People are like, but you don't own it, sis. Like, what's the big deal? A lot of y'all did not know that we were living in a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, the 3 of us. A lot of y'all didn't know that some of the biggest workshops that I've done, the biggest partnerships with the biggest brands, the most important calls, all of the alignment reading sessions that I've done with y'all were done on a folding table, which actually this camera is on right now, on a folding table from the 99-cent store in my bedroom. I've never had an office, never had my own room. And this place is such an incredible blessing. First sunset of many. This doesn't even do it justice.
Mommy, I'm holding the sunset.
I know, it's literally all over our apartment. Oh my God. I am sitting next to a wall of windows. Like, my window in my past apartment faced another window, faced the inside of a dark alley. Like, the amount of gratitude that I have for this place is unmatched. That was just a complete highlight of Q3 and of this year. Just like, finally the search was over, and it was obvious like why we had to wait, because this place was waiting for us. Shortly after that, I co-led, because I co-led it with my girl Cindy of Reclama. Please follow her. We led a harvest hike with my membership community, which was our first in-person event ever. And it was just everything that I needed, everything that we needed as a group. It was actually absolutely perfect. And I cannot wait for all this shit to just be done or come to some sort of conclusion, so I can gather in community with y'all in New York and wherever else y'all are in the United States and in the world, because power of community is one thing, but there's so much power in physical exchange with people, and we've missed so much of that this year. So I'm so grateful that we were able to join together for this hike safely, and can't wait to do more of that. Biggest Q3 lesson for me was for sure the reminder of liberation through confronting the shit that scares you head on. Liberation through confidence to do whatever you need to do. I'm mad fearless and I'm hella brave. I do a lot of shit that is super, super brave, but there's a lot of shit that shakes me up too. For me, this quarter reminded me of the power of standing up and advocating for myself as a human being that just happens to be a woman, a brown woman, a mother, a business owner. It reminded me that when I start to get low and start to get low on my confidence, start to vibrate low, to remind myself of what a bad bitch I am, of how much I've done, of how much I've persevered through, of how much I've tackled, of how big my visions of the future are, and how much I'm guided and protected every step of the way. The mind will do this crazy thing of like perceiving every possible failure before you've even like stepped foot in the thing that you want to or need to do. But when you really sit with your soul, you cannot fail. I cannot fail. I can only learn, remember, apply, and repeat, and keep going higher and higher and higher, and keep expanding, and keep getting better, and keep being more me. And last but not least, let's talk about Q4, October, November, and December 2021. What happened? I did work that I loved.
In the wellness industry, a space where we're supposed to be seen, we're supposed to be held, we're supposed to be nurtured, we are not. I've seen and experienced firsthand how our practices, our rituals, our beliefs have been stolen from us, right? Since our ancestry, stolen from us, repackaged, upmarked, and sold back to us.
I started off Q4 on a woodsy getaway with my girlfriends where it was part birthday celebration for my girl Josie, part business retreat, and part remembering how we four have come together time and time again as sisters, as lovers, as friends, as business partners to do the work that we are doing now. I've always been all about community, all about creating community and about the community that I keep. But this year really pushed the limits of that and showed me that even in, and especially in adulthood, having and welcoming community that is not only willing and able, but reminds you that they want to hold you in the good and the bad is absolutely priceless. Shout out to y'all. You know who you are. Huey and I went to our first concert in so motherfucking long. We went to go see Jungle, who I am absolutely obsessed with, at Avant-Gardner. We were also the only two people in the entire venue with a mask on. People were looking at us like we were crazy, and I was looking at them like they were crazy, but we had a good time. I challenged myself to my first photo shoot since like winter of 2019. I feel so grateful to have come such a long way. I'm loving on my body more than ever and in different ways. And I wanted to honor that by challenging myself to a photo shoot. I keep saying challenging because I'm often in front of the camera, but I hate taking photos. Luckily, I booked a intro session just with somebody that was already sort of comfortable with Millie. Please follow her here. She does amazing work, and you'll be seeing little sneak peeks of my session here and there on social media. Let's get into this last month. Let's get into December. If you're watching this right now and you follow me on Instagram, you might be wondering what the fuck happened to me. If anything, because I just like disappeared. One, I've had the flu. We have tested for COVID so many times, both rapid and PCR, and they've all come back negative, but we have been positive for the flu. So we've been dealing with that. But also, I had a pretty severe mental breakdown. I've had a few in my life, but this time I almost checked myself into an inpatient mental health facility because I really didn't know if I was gonna make it. And I wanna be honest with y'all about it because I told myself I wasn't gonna be for no apparent reason. And I want to be completely honest with my community. One, because there are so many of you who have gone through, are going through, and will go through these things, and you need to know the truth, that it happens to more people than not, that it happens to people who are on camera, whose lives are on display, that it happens to people behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. It just happens, and it's normal, and it's not okay, but it's okay, you know? I pulled through and I'm able to sit here with you and film this video, but it's only because I fully surrendered to what my mind, body, and spirit needed. And also I had immense support, or allowed, at least it took me a while to allow the support of my inner circle. What brought it on? I'll be honest with y'all about it. Burnout. I, just like many of y'all, am completely burnt out. I support so many people on a daily basis. Not only, you know, my immediate family, my husband, my daughter, but my clients. I've done over 200 client sessions since October of 2020. That is absolutely insane. There are people who have been practicing, you know, spiritual readings and doing things like that and doing spiritual sessions for years who haven't done as many sessions as I've done in a year. And I've completely burned myself out doing one-on-one sessions with people and just living in this world that we live in and holding people through the things that they go through, plus holding people through this global revolution that's happening right now. And I'm fucking tired. I also realized that since my brother died in June of 2019, I've been on it. Like on it. I gave myself maybe a month's break and I've been on it again. Because it does make me feel good to be out with my community and working and just doing the things that I love. But at some point I stopped giving myself the love and attention that I give to others. And a major part of that has been not allowing myself to properly grieve, whatever properly means. So I'm going to jump into the biggest Q4 lesson because for me, it was sort of like the final liberation. When you set an intention, spirit, the universe, God, whatever your it is going to match you up with the experiences, the resources, the people that you need to manifest it in your life. For me, in terms of liberation, this mental break brought me low enough to see all the things that I was and wasn't doing that kept me out of alignment with the person and the soul that I've already remembered I am. It's like we can turn a blind eye as much as we want and prioritize some things over others and like keep it to the side, knowing that it needs to happen, but it's gonna come into focus regardless, because it's something that we need to do for ourselves, something that we need to do to manifest the intention that we set. And for me, on this process of remembering who I am through liberation and liberating myself, it was, hey, your mind is manifesting in these very manic and depressive ways because you're not actually taking care of some of the things that you really need to take care of. So how am I doing now? After a few weeks of really not wanting to exist, I'm stable. I am more than stable. And I also know a few things now. I've seen therapists and psychiatrists and spiritual leaders and literally anybody that I could see to see what was wrong with me. And there isn't anything wrong with me. I know now exactly what's going on with me, the ways and why my brain and my body are manifesting in the ways that they are, exactly what I need to put into them in order for me to be at the highest vibratory frequency for me. I know that I need to make more space and more time to rest. I need space to do things that are fun for me. And I need just time to be still. Way more than the 30 minutes of meditation that I get in a day. I know that I need to hire help. I have been a one-woman team since 2013. I quit my job, my corporate job, and have been full-time by myself since 2018. So I just celebrated 3 years of entrepreneurship. And I can't do this alone any longer. So I not only need to hire help, but need to surrender mind, body, and spirit to accepting the help that I need. And that's a whole different story. I know that my inner circle, my family, my true friends are incredible, that they're amazing. And that my mental health, my poor mental health, be really lying to me about the ways that they might respond to me if I was honest about the ways that I feel and what I need from them. I know now more than ever, and I'm saying this on camera so that I can watch it back for myself if I ever get that low again, that if anyone is qualified to do mind, body, spirit, alignment, and intention work, it's me. Not despite, but because I experienced life with mental illness. Because I'm not abnormal. I'm so normal. 2021 was my year of liberation. And if I've learned anything, It's that I am my liberator, that we are our liberators, that whether we set the intention or not, like I did this year, we're always being placed in the perfect, divinely orchestrated scenarios to see what we need to liberate ourselves from. And then it's up to us to do the rest. There's no being saved. There's no being saved unless we're willing to see and save ourselves. So liberation was 2021. What is my word of intent for 2022? Balance and ease. There's going to be so much more about that on Instagram and right here on YouTube. So please follow me there, and also like this video and subscribe for more mind, body, spirit alignment content. Thank you so much for watching this video, especially if you watched the entire thing. Thank you for seeing me. Peace.